Hello, welcome to IDD Talks here at AD University. My name is Anastasia Lavrina and I'm happy to be joined now by Councillor Kasim Ali, leader of the Labour Group on the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea Council. You're also a former advisor to the President of Somalia. Warm welcome.
That was right. That was in Somalia. Yes, that's correct. And my current role, as you rightly said, is the leader of Kensington and Chelsea Labour Group of Councillors and opposition leader at the Borough of Council. So that's my current position, and that's happy to be here today.
And it's a pleasure to host you in Baku in other university where we have here the first UK-Azerbaijan policy dialogue. It's
Indeed.
a unique opportunity for the participants to speak on how to foster the cooperation between two countries in all spheres. So let me start with the question, what motivated you personally to take a part in this important event?
Thank you. That's an excellent question. Before I answer that question, we are, as you said, at the university, and I would love to pass my thanks to the founder of this university, as someone who's an educationalist, as someone who went through University College London, UCL, and worked with the both provosts back in I think 2009 to 2016. So it's been a long time. So to thank the founders of this university and everyone who's contributed, but also thanking the vice rector, or as you call it, the UCL vice provost for this university, Dr. Faris, if I remember correctly his name. Really an opportunity to be here and to see so many students. And this is, if you want to build a nation, university is the key. And that's why we're all here. So to answer your question, I was a bit politics, so I'm sorry if I take a bit long. But to answer your question, I think what attracted me to come here is, as the councillor and as a leader of Labour Group councillors in Kensington and Chelsea, we have the Azerbaijani embassy in London, and we also have the embassy in the best part of London, I would say, which is obviously where I am from, Kensington. I've got to know the ambassador, his team, who's doing an amazing work back in London. He definitely represented his country well. So we talk about a lot of issues. I first heard about Azerbaijan when the war was happening, the Karabakh War, and the liberation of Azerbaijan land, rightfully owned land. But the issues that I came across was how the country was misrepresented by individuals and groups who want to use maybe somehow religious way of it, maybe sometimes hatred. And then I really got to know the country, read about the history of this country. And I felt it's in a country where uniquely placed between two countries where, the world sees differently. Well, I say Russia and Iran. And Azerbaijan offers that opportunity to be a beacon for peace and prosperity. So that is when I was invited to come and speak at this event on education, on people-to-people work and people-to-people relationship. I have accepted the invitation, and I'm really pleased to be here and to speak about the invitation of to speak about the agenda of getting people-to-people relationship through education. And as I said, I'm so pleased to be at this university and former work that I have done at universities, especially University College London, and worked with researchers at the University of Manchester. So it's an opportunity to be here, and I think it's good to see the first ever Azerbaijani and UK policy dialogue, to not just to come on for 2 days, but to have a concrete plan moving forward and building on that. And I think what I'm looking forward to is moving forward and building the relationship, not just for defense, but also in economic relationship in terms of local government. That's what I really would like to see, a regional government and obviously central government. And that's what I'm here for today, and I am truly thoroughly enjoying to be here.
Well, indeed, that's very interesting. You mentioned very important moment, misperception. In some Western media, unfortunately, there are some untrue information going about the situation in the region, about Azerbaijan, but the geopolitics is changing. We are living in a new reality. And how the participants at this important event mentioned today, there is a unique opportunity to build, to enforce a cooperation with the government in a quite complicated region. How do you see the future role of Azerbaijan as you yourself mentioned, having such a strategically important but difficult geographical location to sustain the peace, to promote the development, and be a trust partner for Europe, for the United Kingdom, for the United States, and for other countries in the world?
I think that's an excellent question. And in terms of when it comes to the Azerbaijan's geographical location, it is important. And as mentioned, it's been between two countries where so many things happening. One has been at war. Actually, both of them has been at war recently. And not that I wish for any country to go through war. Obviously, knowing myself as was born in Somalia and seen civil war and the war between communities, I would love to see Azerbaijan taking the role of not just mediating and supporting different countries, but also to make it actually prosperity, to get a vision and a pathway to more prosperous future. And coming back in terms of the area you've mentioned, the misconception and the misunderstanding, I wouldn't say misunderstanding, basically trying to frame your country as what it's not. I think it's played to the general media stereotype of what you expected from a country and what people will say. And I think to do that is to have a stronger relationship between the UK and Azerbaijan. And as we have said before, education is a fantastic sector, and I'm really pleased that 70% of students from this country are going to the UK, and that shows UK is great, one of the greatest countries in terms of education. We have top universities. I won't mention it again. University College London, one of the amazing universities in the world, and other top universities like Russell Group. So I think with that we can have an energy security in the long term. We can have a peace and prosperity at the same time, or we can also have both countries trusting each other and working together in a third country. And if one wants to know how the British diplomacy and how the British way of working is to trust each other, and I think one can trust each other when they have a joint adventure in a third country. And you see today it's been mentioned a lot of time in Africa, to work in Africa, to work in different countries. And I will challenge, in fact I've accepted the challenge from the ambassador Fergus, when he said come up with something we can work together. And I think to have a third party involved between the UK, for example, and I've mentioned earlier, Somalia is one of the countries where Azerbaijan is building closer relationship and ties. So to see Britain, Azerbaijan working in Somalia, whether it's investment, both countries, all three countries will benefit from security, peace building, institutional building for local government, regional government, and the central government. And that investment and the return of that investment will be something great for both Azerbaijan as well as Britain. And again, I mentioned this not because of in terms of support and handouts, but in terms of a joint adventure of a business-wise, the economic-wise, so all countries involved are benefiting from. And the reason I say this, I would not be advocate, obviously, to support, and I know Azerbaijan has been supporting, like the war in Ukraine, people to come to this country and giving medication and support. All of that is great. But what if you build a long-term sustainable relationship? You need to build the business-wise and the economic-wise. So each country, respectively, feel that they have been respected and the feeling is mutual, rather than one providing support while the other one is receiving. I think win-win platform is what Azerbaijan should be playing. And now that it's opening up to the world, I think your country is strategically and geographically positioned to play that role.
Well, indeed, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time, for joining our discussion. We wish you good luck. Enjoy your time in Baku.
Thank you very much. It's the first time ever I've been to Baku. So when I put yesterday on social media, so many friends and family contacted me, and they haven't, of course, some of them heard about before, but they have not heard the capital city, but they know Azerbaijan. And to say to them that I should have come to this city a long time ago. So certainly will not be the last time.
And now you can share your impressions with your colleagues and friends in the United Kingdom.
It's wonderful. And I wish everyone all the best and peace and prosperity throughout the years to come, and have Britain and Azerbaijan working in collaboration, not only supporting each other, but also building a trust to support a third part nation so that all countries can work together.